Game has a banger of a soundtrack. Really good soundtrack. So, and also this game requires a lot of menu shifting, basically. So I'm gonna be going to the menu a lot, changing up the rings for different situations, like different attacks, or maybe I have to do a high jump or a double jump. Sometimes I'll be shielding myself from enemies, mainly the final boss. But for the most part, this has a banger soundtrack, requires a lot of menuing, and I'm not gonna get an 11-minute time like my world record for this game. But I'm estimating like a 13-14 minute run is viable. And then I'm gonna go to Quackshot after this. Yeah, it's that gem game. And guys, for the last time, when you hear the name Jewel Master, and a lot of people get this wrong impression about this game, it's not a puzzle game. I know a lot of people mistake this game for columns. It has an actual puzzle game, you know, kind of like Tetris. When you say it's a puzzle game, you're confusing it for columns. These similar names, but two completely different types of games we're talking about. Alright, so we want to make sure that we always play on normal, because that's the main difficulty of this game. Alright, and let's go. Really good soundtrack. You're gonna see me be taking in a lot of intentional attacks for damage boost purposes. That's not one of them. I was supposed to damage boost to that enemy. This game has no continues. I mean, it has continues, but it has no lives count. So I just picked up is see this silver ring I just got? That's the speed ring. That's the spring you're gonna use up for like a good duration of the run. Normally I just like jump through all this, but since I haven't touched this game for a while, guys, I'm just gonna play this as casually careful as possible. But if you see my world record of this game, I jump through all these enemies. And unfortunately, sometimes you're just going to have to take a chance. But I'm seeing me going through this much faster now, because I got the speed ring. Hopefully that juicy pear should still be there. Good. This is how I was supposed to do it. But since I haven't touched the game in a while, I just got a little hesitant. But you want to do a lot of damage boosting. You got the speed ring, you can get the job done much faster. You could jump over these enemies, by the way, so you don't have to waste your time trying to kill them. And right, it's about here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. But once I get that, every level in this game has a life increase, you know, to increase your maximum life. And it's very important to get as many as you can. You start with 2 bits of health, but you can get a maximum of 6 after you collect all the expanded lives. Like I said, this game has no lives, no extra lives count. game is very hard in the beginning, but it gets much easier when you get better ring attacks. It's like you'll be flying through like the last 2 levels, like seriously, it's just that fast. I would say like the first 2 levels of this game you'll probably struggle with. Once you get to the 3rd level, it becomes like kind of mediocre difficulty. And I just know when to like jump over these rock enemies. They're a pain in the ass. This is the first life increase. You just have to get rid of them. Thankfully, the enemies don't respawn in this game. That's the life count we want. So once we get to this section, I'd like to do a quick change ring route. So I'll just put in this, and I switch between the flames and the fires. And then he drops a ring, which we're probably never going to use again, but then we swipe out the rings for a better attack in the game. I believe it's... yeah, no, we're not going to use the wave. It's a weapon called the Ice Dagger, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just trying to get the... it's not the firewall. Okay, there we go, the Ice Dagger. Always make sure you have the speed ring equipped to get through this game as quick as possible. You're just changing up weapons. So like I said, you're gonna see me taking a lot of intentional hits, but it's absolutely necessary to do so when there's so many enemies, but as long as you get them to push you in the right direction. It's all good. We're gonna kill the 3rd one that comes up, because he's gonna drop another important ring we're gonna need. He's gonna get to the very end of the section before we need to get this. Alright, so we got the high jump, but we don't need it now because we're just gonna deselect it. However, we do need to change up the weapons. So now we're gonna upgrade to a much useful attack called the Fireball, a rapid fire version, because we're using a level 2 knife. Now this section requires a lot of high jumps and speed, so we're gonna deselect the fire ring for now. And we're going to be performing a lot of series of high jumps in this level until we get to the part where we really need to start firing again. And again, a good number of damage boosts is necessary. But the right combination of rings will get you through this game really quick. And then we're getting to the next mini boss, so we're going to be switching back to a fireball, but we got to pass this well so we can get another life extension. We have to destroy every bone, literally every bone. We don't really need this fire ring. We tend to skip it, but for collection purposes, we're going to try to get every ring. And again, we're just doing a lot of damage boosting, because this next boss is a pain in the ass to beat. The second time you fight it, it's easy mode. Okay, now we're going to be switching to the wave. I'm going to do a really nasty setup with this boss. whenever he decides to stop. Easy. Lock him in a corner and he's done. We're gonna switch back to the more powerful fireball for the next level. I know, right, Shanna? The real duel masters. All right, we're not stopping. We're not stopping. We're not even gonna fight the second boss. We're just gonna have him jump over us, and then I'm gonna keep going to the cave. We just gotta fire him one time. This Yeti will do a lot of damage. He's gonna drop a green ring, but we don't need it. Okay, so we're gonna need to switch to high jump. Now the next life extension is right here. You gotta destroy this ice pillar. I don't do it in the run because it's not necessary. But I want you guys to know where the next life extension is at. And now, get ready for this, guys. You've heard the fast boss kills, right? Watch this. For this boss, we're gonna need the high firing and the green ring. Boss is beaten. That's it. That's all you have to do. Get this combination, the boss will be beaten in like 2 seconds. But to get to the next level, set up this before the black screen shows up. Now you got more powerful attacks, so you can just fly through this like no tomorrow. Just keep mashing. Don't worry about the enemies. You got attacks to help you out now. Fight this annoying sub-boss coming out. You will need this because that's the only way to leave this level. Now, your wave weapon is ridiculously overpowered. You're basically in rapid fire mode. You don't have to mash as much. It just, the multiple attacks just keeps coming out. Go here, guys. And then you'll get the last life extension. Now you have 6 bars of health. Those are all the hidden life extensions. And deselect this can do a lot of double jumping. Okay, now we're gonna be going back to the wave for the dragon boss that's coming up. A nice safe spot is to stand right next to this bush. Fortunately, I didn't take him out as quick as possible. Now we have all the high power rings. We're gonna do a nice combo setup so we can form this really broken weapon called the blade. Just make sure that the red and blue are together and the green and the silver are together. That's it. Boss is defeated. After 2 blade attacks, the boss's second form is beaten very easily. Now to set up for the last stage, make sure you got the speed ring and you have the most powerful wave attack. And then this is the final level for Duel Master. You got Broken Wave and you got the speed up. Make sure you always have the speed up because you're gonna be using it 90% of the run. You don't have to defeat it, but here's a shortcut. So we're gonna need the combination of these 2 rings right here. The high jump and the double jump. After that, Just go back to this, go back to this. And just keep going until you get to the mini boss. You're flying through it, literally. Once you get right before the mini boss, you gotta get rid of all these scrolls. As soon as that great thing shows up, switch back to the combination that forms the blade. I missed the attack, unfortunately. Missed another attack. They're gonna take out this one enemy in the corner. So now we're gonna switch to deselect all the rings, put the speed up and the double jump. This is all we need for this section. And I'm gonna go boop, bypass a good portion of the rest of the level. So now we're getting to the second section. This is, again, it's going to require a lot of double jumping and high jumping. You barely have to take out any enemies in this level. There's a low potion here. Make sure you fill her up. Well, I'm going to recommend I don't get it because I manage my health, but basically, if anyone wants to get through this easier, that's what you do. You fall here, down here, and I unfortunately... I'm going to have to take out this boss real quick because I wasn't supposed to drop there. So let me just do this real quick. And then fight this dragon boss. Alright, so now I got to there we go. So you get out of there. Combine high jump with double jump and like he's just like flying. I might have to backtrack a little bit more, but I'll get back to where I was. And there's another potion, in case anyone's wondering. This is only like if you fall down the wrong path in this level. Now back to the beginning. So now I just kind of gotta redo this whole section again. But at least I know where the right path is this time. Don't worry about that enemy. Okay, this time I'm gonna make sure I fall to the right section, which is right here to begin with. Now, all you have to do is just neutral jump. Now there's a Firebird boss. Now as soon as I get to this point, I re-equip the weapon combination to form the blade, and that bird is going down in 2 hits, basically. Bird's done. And now I'm gonna get to the last section of the game. Now keep in mind guys, if I die, I start from the beginning of stage 5. That's not gonna happen. But basically, we gotta fight 4 elemental statues before we fight the final boss. So, and then we're pretty much gonna use the blade on every one of these statues for maximum damage. So again, make sure the red and the blue rings are together, and make sure the silver and the green ones are together as well. I'm doing a bad combination, but basically this is what you need to form the blade. I'm doing the cheap way of finishing off that boss by attacking him from behind. Now I'm working my way towards the second one. Then once that's here, re-equip. That was the wind boss, by the way. So that's taken care of. So now re-equip. Now I'm gonna jump off 2 platforms so we can fight the next 2 elemental bosses. Statues, whatever. So this one's kind of like a pain in the ass. This is the earth one. He does a lot of damage, but we do a jump attack. He goes down in 2 hits. Switch back to speed up and fight the last statue, which is the water one. Re-equip. Got that taken care of. Now we use the double jump to save a lot of jumping, and then use the speed up to get to the final boss. The instant I hear the music change, I switch to the blade. And one more hit, and he's done. And GG's, guys. The time stops when the light. Right here. 2004. It wasn't for those 2 game overs in the beginning of the run, this probably would have been like an 18 or 17. But yeah, guys, this is Jewel Master. This is a fun game to learn. It's hard to get through at first, but the more rings you collect and the more life extensions you get, the game becomes much easier towards the end. And not a lot of people speedrun this game. So considering the fact that the world record for this game hasn't been broken for 7 years, and I said in 3 weeks, guys, in 3 weeks, I learned the game, I played it again and again, and I beat the world record, a 7-year-old world record. I beat it by 2 seconds. It was 11:14 for the longest time, and I beat it maybe 3 months ago for 2 seconds over. Sega does like rings, Sonic. We know this. So this is Jewel Master, guys. We got one more game left, and that's a lovable Donald Duck game called Quack